I'm going to point out I hadn't clicked record yet, so that is not there.
Well, I guess they don't get my intro on the recording.
Wait,
It'll be fine.
you recording?
They know who you are.
Yeah,
You know who all of us are.
Oh, you're
Why
fine,
are we
yep.
still doing introductions on episode, what is this, 30?
21. Episode
feels like
21. It does feel like 30.
it's for just in case a random
Oh,
shows
thank
up.
goodness. I looked at the stream, which is good, because, like, I entirely had forgotten where we were in the campaign. And then I looked at the stream and I looked at the map. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, good.
This place.
Good. We're going to take over a country.
We're the good guys.
Alright, I mean...
Oh yeah, I lost my mind last time.
This is going to
Data's
happen.
not here to help me deal with
It's
the
gonna-
stupid people,
Wait,
and
It's gonna
instead is
happen.
being a stupid person.
It's going to happen.
it probably is.
Mala,
It is.
don't bark.
Alright, so you know what? Let's actually get this show on roll. Hello, everybody. By the way, that's probably all going to get cut when I edit this for YouTube. So, fuck it. Hello, I'm the Bardic Knock. You can find me on the internet.
Intro. What the fuck?
Okay, how about this? How about this? I will start the
It's so
episode
much effort.
with... okay, this is going to take a lot of effort, and not really, just cutting and changing. So, Future Bardic, you're going to put this part first, and then we're going to cut back and put in the other people's. Got it? Got it. And then you're going to include this bit, so then people know how much time and effort you put into doing all this. Cool.
There's gonna be more people?
Oh, I was going to just say, why don't you just cut in all our intros from, like, last week? And just completely overwrite this intro.
I mean, that could also work, but also...
We should all just sit down and make a single intro that you can just slap on the beginning of every episode.
You'd think that would have happened by now. You know, we probably
Yes,
can't
I am
actually...
still done. Hello. Jimmy.
That was
Next.
Jimmy.
That's good enough.
I am Ren. Let's start.
Alright.
Okay, so, where were we? I
All
think we were in a bar and we had decided to leave because everyone in this town was useless.
This
Yeah,
one
pretty
person
much.
that is apparently everyone is the so.
Oh god, I'm all backwards and inside out because I don't know what the fuck's going on. Alright.
It was the fisherman dude from the last Airbender.
It was just a guy, really.
It was very not helpful.
I don't even think I gave him a name. I think he was just a guy. Alright. So yeah, let's actually try and recap a little bit so I remember. We are at the Pyrite Kingdom. When you arrived there, the entire coastline of this island is covered in tall, like, craggy mountains. And your logical group of smart individuals thought, you know what we should do? Instead of seeing if there was an opening anywhere, let's just try and climb one. And that certainly went...
That was Iris's idea.
That went somewhere.
Was to climb the mountain.
It worked
Everything
out well
that
for me.
followed- Everything that followed was not on me.
It went well for me. I got to test out my device.
I would also like to point out that the earthquake that I caused didn't cause the mountain to collapse. It was the cannon creature afterwards.
So, anyhow, after all of that, you did eventually go and find a port. You rocked on up. It's a really interesting geography, as in, like, because stuff is built into and on top of this mountain side, and it's all descending down, so it's like an entire ecosystem in the mountain. And you got to the top, and the top is basically dead. And you met a guy who I believe is someone in charge. He pointed out where stuff is on a map. Well, not a map, he basically pointed, because you're on a mountain, you can see all the other places. And said, yeah, there you go, go have fun, kids. I think that was the voice he had. I don't know.
Something like that.
It feels like I gave this person generic old man voice, so that's probably what I did.
It's okay, sir. We don't plan on ever meeting you again.
Okay. Here, I could be a really valuable crewmate. No, don't. I'm scared of the water. Don't take me out there.
You're also a miner. You can't really mine on a ship.
You don't know
You can.
nothing.
It's just
I
not...
can mine the ocean if I wanted. Little did you know
Not
that I am a
advised.
wielder of a mine fruit. I can
I was
mine
about to say, do you have
anything.
Do you have the pick fruit or your pickaxe? You just can pickaxe anything and shatter it. Shatter the ocean.
Yeah, he's going to mine the ocean, Nick.
Oh God. Wait.
You don't know. We're gonna return, and he's gonna have a massive coral mining operation
I was gonna.
going.
If you use a mine fruit on the ocean, does that give you sea stone?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I don't know. Nobody knows. Anyway,
Let's move on.
moving on. You got a basic layout of the island. So you know you're currently at Cliffside. That's like where the one port in and out is. You know that the warlord, known as the Death Defiler or Noitchok, I believe is his regular people name.
Something like that.
This is apparently his home island, and he still has interactions here with the king, who lives on a big volcano called Takaroa, because who needs to come up with original and creative names? There's a bunch of other places, so there's a place that's a farm, there's a place that seems to mine like phosphorus, there's a place that seems to mine things like sulfur, there's like a large fort city, and then there's like some old abandoned tower which might have something interesting in it, might not, who cares? What's the plan?
Sir, do you have any land vehicles?
I got a minecart.
Isn't that more like a railway vehicle?
How do you transport things to other towns?
Using minecarts.
Okay.
You transport heavy rocks and metals by pushing them with mine carts?
We don't push them. We use one of them, old pumpers. The pump.
They have pump carts.
Yeah.
The fuck
So
is
there's
that?
tracks connecting all the towns?
Kind of.
This is the most unhelpful
What do you-
response I have ever received.
What do you mean, kind of?
I mean, kind of. They're kind of there, but they're kind of not.
What?
Okay, then I'm gonna kind of shoot you.
I like that you didn't.
I don't understand. Where's Dana?
Wait! I was gonna walk over and
Dummy, kind of break his arm.
I was gonna walk over and put his hand on his face and say, flare, boost, clarity.
Purge stupid. Purge the stupid. I'm pretty sure if he purged the stupid, this man would just be dead.
That's not how the power works. You can't purge something that's constantly there.
God damn it.
Okay. Does this just happen, or did we say that there's a save that needs to be made? I don't remember.
It's a save if they want to resist.
Yeah, you know what? This dude's gonna try and resist.
What the fuck? I'm gonna punch him in the face.
Okay.
We're the good guys!
I'm not.
My
Okay.
mind's getting blurry. Fuck you, I don't
Yeah,
want that!
Iris is a pirate.
Okay, so Rin, what does he need to roll?
What?
It was a
I-
bounty
that's a-
hunter, not a pirate.
You're the GM.
Hold
Was it
on,
like
wait.
what's the saving
These
throw?
powers.
It's half my level. It's 10 plus half my level plus. I think it's like wisdom.
That would make sense. All right. So what is that
So
total
that
to?
would make it a save of 16.
Okay, so I rolled a 13 on the dice. I don't think I can justify this guy having a +3 in a will save.
In wisdom? Yeah, probably not.
So I can't really justify. He's gonna try and resist as you purge, or not purge. You boost the
I'm boosting
clarity.
with clarity. Yes.
So he's like, "Oh, what are you doing? What's it?" Yeah. Okay. So I suppose in order to, be a little bit more straightforward, simple, shooting from the hip. Well, don't do that too much no more. My hips, they kind of hurt. You know, because I'm old. Old people have hip
Hurry it up,
problems.
my power doesn't last forever.
Anyway, so when I say kind of, is it, yeah, we have minecarts and there's tracks, but, you know, they get damaged. So not all of them can definitely be there. You won't really know when you get there. It's not like we have some kind of organized repair system. We don't have a central, unified, like, minecart organization. It's very much people repair them when they do. Or if the king notices it and they take care of it. Not to mention some people will just go and steal stuff because it's good materials. You know, people of Carbonopolis, they'll steal anything they can get their hands on because they need it to build more stuff for their tower.
All right.
I understood like 6 words in that entire dialogue.
All right, now be quiet until I ask my next question, which is, how big are these minecarts? What's their carrying capacity?
Yeah. How big's a ship?
You can fit a ship in it?
No, I'm answering a question with a rhetorical question, as if to say minecarts come in all shapes and sizes. You know, the king will have like a real big fancy one that's painted gold and has like fancy stuff on it. You know?
Not custom minecarts. They're like boats.
Yeah.
Like if you stuff it, okay, oh, yeah, but the tracks are only so big. How many people could you stuff in it?
Mine?
Yeah, sure, yours.
I don't know. 7?
Okay.
Maybe a tight squeeze.
What about the average one? If I were to go and rent one.
Well, first of all, you have to find someone to rent you one. But it would depend. Most people have a mix of their own. It's not really like there's a minecart manufacturer. We don't have a big factory that makes minecarts and sells them. People just make their own. So we kind of build them as big as they need them.
Okay.
And some of them are like real fancy. They're actually like 3 or 5 minecarts all tied to each other. It will have like a steam-powered engine. And, you know, the person in the front puts a little hat in and pulls a little sting. It goes woo woo.
Who has an armored one of those
Oh.
in town?
Oh God, no, in town. We don't really go anywhere. People come to us. It's just how it works. If we have minecarts, it's usually for personal usage.
We need like 3 carts.
Also, my power wore off.
We need 3 medium carts. Give me names and no other words.
Do you have it? Is that where the sentence ends?
Yes.
John,
You names of what?
Jonathan, Johnny. That's 3 names.
Okay. Are those
Oh
people
my
that
God.
have those carts?
Iris is gonna
Oh
turn.
no, I don't even know what this new lie. You just asked for names, so I said names.
Iris turns. My power wore off. So
So this man is stupid again. Great.
yeah.
Of all the times for Data not to be
He's
here.
been stupid. He's just less helpful than.
So,
Like you had him in it.
yeah. Okay. You know what? Rule of averages? Literally anyone else in the town is gonna be less stupid. Let's just go and talk to someone else.
A lot of assumptions.
Is there anyone else even in the town?
Define what you mean when you say in the town. Do you mean because currently you're on top of Cliffside, which is a perfectly flat plateau, as if someone cut off the top of a mountain and turned it into a settlement.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
I'm
then-
just going to
Cliffside.
walk into the town.
Okay.
And
so
like,
the town
Yeah.
itself on the top, there's basically nothing here. There's one rickety ass looking house, which, as described last time, looks like someone built a house from a vague description of a child's drawing of a house.
mm-hmm.
And to match that, there's also a tavern, which we call the Cliffhanger or something like that. And same thing. Like, the buildings do not look good. They look like people built them who don't know how to build stuff.
Because
Yeah.
they're miners, not builders.
Yeah. So that is what is, in the town, if we're treating the town as in the buildings on the top here. However, you would know, and just as a reminder, there are people who live in the mountain. So,
Yeah, I want to go to them.
okay.
I
So,
need to find some fire. Is there any fire around?
why do you need fire?
You know where to find fire. Dummy has fire.
Because if he uses any of his flare powers, even boost and purge, it still takes some of his heat.
Okay, I
Dummies-
thought you were gonna, thought you were gonna do something awful, like set a fire and
No, he just needs to recharge.
burst it
Dummy
through the
would-
many, mine shaft tunnels.
Dummy would just open up his torso again.
Oh, he's gonna shove his hand in there. Nice, toasty.
Alright, so,
I want to roll. I want to roll the die.
yeah, please do. What die are you
'Cause-
rolling?
I'm just gonna roll just Dummy's intelligence. Dummy then closes his torso
Okay.
with Iris's hand still in there.
Oh. Did you not do that? Maybe.
So, out of curiosity, how does Dummy's torso work? Is it like a hinge door, or is it flap up, or is it like a...
It's like his torso has like a seam that runs bisecting him vertically.
Like a French doors oven?
No, what's the best way to describe it? Literally, basically he has hydraulics that simulates muscle,
Mm-hmm.
and so literally it looks like he's ripping open his rib cage.
Wow.
Okay. And so you see metal bars that look like ribs, and so he just lets it back because it's under tension, and he just closes it. He just stops holding it. He just his head turns, he looks at something else, and then just stops holding it open.
Okay, so... And Iris's hand is still in there, so...
And then he would just start walking to follow Maggie.
So, because I don't want to turn this into some ridiculous seinen type thing, because in reality, from how you describe it, hydraulic power, theoretically,
Yeah, I don't
Iris
wanna,
should just lose his fucking hand. But
Yeah, I don't want to chomp Iris' hand off.
but I kind of just like the image. This doesn't actually hurt Iris. It's just kind of hilarious. It's it just clamps down, and when Dummy starts to walk off, Iris is just stuck to him. I'm like, where are we going? I would like my hand, please. Okay. So, whilst that's going on, obviously, one way to find where the other people might be in this town is you take the cable down and maybe get off at one of the other levels.
Mm-hmm.
Or you might... You could assume and maybe look around or ask if there is a way to get down from the top. So if there's a mine shaft or a ladder or something.
I am very quickly looking at Maggie's sheet because Maggie is, I assume most of the party, quite tired of all of this.
I am absolutely tired of this guy, because going by my last lines in the last episode, Mark is done. Mark is just done with this guy.
So Maggie wants to get this over with as quick as possible. So Maggie is going to, Maggie's going to hop onto the platform and tell Dummy to plug into the engine to the motor.
Okay.
Just 1 second. Let me just go ahead.
To, or is it like a hand crank, or is it a motor?
No, it is motorized. I remember describing. It's actually surprisingly from what it looks like. from like the outside, it looks like very basic technology. But as you get up to like, okay, no, this is actually pretty advanced. This is quite akin to not like an elementary level elevator or whatever. It's like it's quite impressive. It's not just like a winch and pulley. It seems to have like a locking system and hydraulics and a way to keep things like stable. Like it's surprisingly intuitive for something that looks ropey as hell.
Yeah. So is it a steam engine?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So he's going to open his torso again.
I assume Iris grabs pulls his hand out and runs the fuck away.
Torches.
And also open the boiler for the steam engine.
Mm-hmm.
And just try and heat up the boiler to like kick it into high gear.
Mm-hmm.
And make this thing move faster.
Yeah.
Just get this thing, because this thing was lazy last time. It was a slow thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
I can just, like, increase the fire of it. Turn it up.
Dummy turns to Iris, says, "You are being rescued."
Is that the only thing that this thing can say? Is that it?
And at that point, Maggie is like, you can probably only see her head because like she's already being lowered down. Bye.
Okay. Maggie, was anybody on this? Did you give chance for anyone else to get on this elevator with you, or just nope? I'm on the platform,
Nope.
going down.
Nope.
All
you
right.
guys don't want to see me. I'm gonna be aiming guns at civilians.
Wait. That wasn't in the contract, Captain. What's going on?
I'm just.
Captain, are you sure we got rid of Chum?
I have no idea.
All right.
I have no idea what's going on anymore.
Ugh. I don't know how this scene this was never meant to be this much of a scene. It was literally like, oh, isn't this character silly? All right, we'll get something from him and then we'll just move on. But okay, here we go.
Maggie is a kleptomaniac and an over-prepper.
All
What
right.
she wants to build now is a train, so
right.
that we can travel the entire island.
Okay.
Fucking do it.
Does anyone else grab hold of a cable and try to go down and catch up with Maggie, or
Oh yeah, you can just slide down. That'd be awesome.
are we just letting Maggie go and raise some hell?
I'm not going to shoot any people, but I might threaten people.
I'm gonna follow, but I have no interest in interacting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my job is to take down bounty hunters.
Well, no, you
I mean,
are a
my job
bounty
is
hunter.
To take, my job is to take down pirates. That's right, pirates.
Okay.
Maybe bounty hunters if they have bounties.
Which is a very strange concept.
Bounty hunters have bounty.
It's possible.
It is. It
This
is
is
entirely
true.
possible. Alright, so with that, Merc, I assume you just run, you grab hold of a cable and slide down. You're probably going to get a little bit of cable, friction burn, but not enough for it to actually mean anything because of how Maggie...
I have gloves.
Oh, you have gloves. Alright, you're sorted. But you do see smoke come off because of this is a big, thick cable. And Maggie soups it up, so instead of it lowering at a steady rate, it basically just drops down to wherever Maggie told it to. So it'll just drop down instantly to the next level, and then immediately pull and go taut. So it's not the most seamless of rides, but you get there, and there's just an open cave into the cliff face. If you look inside, you see a few torches on the walls, and you see smaller caves carved into it. And some of these caves seem to have doors on. Some have, some have got real solid normal wooden doors crafted. Some have just got big rocks that people seem to push in and out of the way. And this actually seems to be where the town is, inside these tunnels.
Alright, Maggie tries to find what looks like a market.
Okay. So you'll start pushing into tunnels, and to begin with, most of what you come across is basically just residential areas. Where it doesn't really seem, and like, you know what? For ease, one of these tunnels, they have a window. Don't ask why they have a window. They live underground, but they have a window so you can peer in. And when you look inside, you kind of notice that it's quite commonplace for all of these things because it's just a cave. There's not really a separation of rooms or anything like that. So, like, almost every single one of these is almost entirely self-sufficient. So they'll each have like their own small like plantation for growing different types of fungus and mushrooms. They'll all have like every single person is almost entirely self-sufficient. The only reason they have formed any kind of society is purely for safety and numbers. Most people have no reason to interact with one another here. Like, there's not really a need for trade because they can just make it themselves.
Then I'm gonna go to what is my uneducated guess of like a medium income house.
Yeah.
I don't want fancy and I don't want someone who's broke. And I'm going to knock on their door with my metal fist.
Okay, so I'm going to say you find one because for some reason it has a white picket fence outside.
It's got a nice lawn.
Well, that's it.
Garden of flowers.
It doesn't have a lawn, it can't grow flowers, but it has a small white picket fence and it has some very nicely arranged rocks that have been painted. And for some reason, a novelty mailbox in the shape of a turkey.
What?
Why a turkey? Whatever.
I don't know, a mole.
That makes more sense.
That makes more sense.
Hello.
Oh god, who answers the door? Yeah, so I don't want to say middle-aged, but like mid-30s age woman opens the door. She is wearing very stereotypical feminine attire. Not really much color to it, because who needs color? You live in the side of a mountain. But she has like platinum blonde hair that is like kind of boofed at the back and kind of puffed out. She's got like a little headband on. She has rubber gloves on because she's been cleaning. The easiest way I could describe it is like very stereotypical housewife, mom type person.
Hi.
Hello there. How's it going?
Well, my day's been kind of soured by meeting the man at the top of this mountain.
Oh, yeah. Also, you're not around from around here, eh? Oh,
No.
yeah.
Canadian.
I can't.
Oh, yeah. So the fella who he likes to think he's somewhat in charge, but we just let him do what he wants to do. For some reason, despite having all of this great stuff in sight, he just really wanted to live on top of the mountain. Couldn't really tell you why. He just did.
All right. Well, I need to buy mine carts. Know anyone who's got some spare, decently put together mine carts, and maybe one with an engine on it?
You don't really have a spare, but well, my husband, he's kind of just out with the one he's using. I'm not really using mine, so I suppose I could let you borrow it.
Well, I'm in the market to buy, but do you know any friends who got a spare? I need 4.
She seems to pause and is definitely trying to process when you say buy, and she kind of looks and goes, I don't really know what that is. Normally we just...
Oh, good! Another instance where our freaking millions of berries are useless!
Oh, is that like building? I might have some spare materials.
Trade.
Oh yeah, I can trade. I've got. Oh wait, you want a minecart? I was about to say I got some really great mushrooms, but I don't think you want mushrooms.
No. I've got det packs, useful for mining. Quite a lot of them.
Do you show her these?
I show her one.
Yeah, she kind of looks and goes, well, I have really been wanting to add a little conservatory onto the back there. So, you know what, I think exchange it. I don't really use my minecart, so I think that's a fair trade. And I am fully aware I've just switched from Canadian to Irish now. Fuck it. This is it.
Alright, so here's how many do you think is fair for your minecart?
She kind of she like puts her finger on this. Oh, what? One moment there. She pops inside. She closes the door, and you hear a little latch go on. She comes back out, and the minecart. It's not. It's the minecart equivalent of a minivan.
That's fine.
So
Holds 7 people.
Yeah, so it's big, it's clunky, it is not aesthetically pleasing, but you know it seems to have cushions built into the outside of it. On the interior, it seems to have a bunch of straps and pulleys and things to like secure yourself in place.
Perfect.
It looks very safe.
That's good. Good. We need a passenger portion to this thing. We just need to weld some sheet metal to the outside, make it more armored.
The name of this episode.
What?
Maggie builds a train.
Okay. Yes. How many det packs for this cart?
How much power have these little things got in them?
What's the
How
equivalent
much
of
power do you
5d6?
want them to have?
Quite a bit. These are military.
You say that, and she goes, 2? I think 2.
All right.
Fair.
So here's the deal. I need 4 carts. I need 1 for. I need an engine. 2 for storage, and yours. Okay? I'll give you whatever you need. I'll give you as many det packs as you need to pay for the others. And I will give you 2 det packs for you, since you know all the people around here, or you know way more people around here than I do. I don't know anybody, right? You know who has minecarts that they don't need. You broker the deals, you make the trades, and I will pay you 2 extra det packs, and you can go trade them off. You can go make yourself a profit with them just to broker the deals, okay? And you use my funds, my det packs, to make those deals.
I can do that. That sounds like a pretty fair deal to me. And she'll hold her hand out to shake.
I shake.
Yep. And with that, just to save time, so I need to talk to myself. Montage. You see her basically go around talking to other housewives, and like just the types of people who live at home. So house husband, just it's a very weird like middle class environment for some reason. So you know what? It's about cliche. They get
You're that fucking guy that just came from nowhere and wanted to buy everyone's cars.
So what I'm hearing is that Maggie just started a pyramid scheme.
pretty much.
I mean, not exactly.
Really?
I pay everyone.
No,
Are you sure?
actually,
This isn't a scheme.
Buy my
I paid
product.
everyone.
Buy
I paid
my
everyone.
product.
I paid
Don't
everyone.
sell it to other people.
okay.
No,
So
no. This is no scheme. Everyone got paid. Everyone got paid.
okay. Well, Shogun. Actually, no. I like Rin's idea. Deirdre here. She takes this opportunity to turn it into a pyramid scheme. So she basically
That's
she
not
finds
fair. That's
finds
not fair.
one and then tells them, oh, and I'll give you some money and you can go and do that and you trade me your cart. And you know what? Trade me some of your mushrooms. Trade you know what, I really like your dress, trade me your dress, and then I'll give you access to... So Deirdre takes this to turn it into a small pyramid scheme for herself, and soon enough, like, the entire, like, section of the cabin are all trading stuff with each other.
Have fun. Don't care. I need my wagon, my carts. You have fun.
And Deirdre ends up with a lot of debt packs.
Yeah, so the important thing is, how many debt packs do I actually owe her?
How many carts do you want?
So I need 2 storage carts, 1 locomotive one to be the engine, and that one of hers to carry people.
Right. Okay, yeah, so she'll get a hold of all of them for you. When she returns, we'll say this takes a span of like an hour. When she returns, she is now wearing a suit, has sunglasses on, and a cigarette in her mouth, and she looks real fucking slick. Like, total transformation. She shows up and she's got, you know, she's got 5 mine carts. The 4 you wanted, and then a 5th one, which looks incredibly sleek and designed for speed. It's the minecart equivalent of a sports car that she is keeping for herself. And you've created a trading mogul.
Have fun. This town could use a boost in intelligence.
Do this because this is just something that he does whenever he runs into someone like this. And he's gonna try to purge corruption.
Okay.
If you can. He just wants to see how good they are. Like how bad of a person they are, to see if, you know, they might get a bounty eventually.
So, corruption is a very interesting concept, because basically these people are so incredibly innocent and naive that that makes them so easy to be corrupted. To the extent where I don't even think they would recognize that they have had any level of corruption. I don't know how this would work. So if someone wants to try and...
So basically, okay, so here's how it works. That's why I'm using purge, not boost. Because if it was naturally occurring, as in like they were naturally a corrupt person, then I couldn't purge it, because it would always be there. But since they're like innocent, and they might not know it's there, once I purge it, they'll feel like super corrupt for like 6 seconds, and then after that, they'll realize how fucked up they are.
Oh my god! So this person became a mogul, and then we'll be like, "Why did I do this again?"
And then have a conscience. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And if they resist, then I'm going to put a sleeper bomb in her tooth, just in case.
That's terrible.
Well, she has no idea of what you're trying to do, so she has no concept of how to resist it. So, yeah.
Okay.
We are the good guys, yes, we are.
Oh, we super are.
Not Iris. Iris is a bounty hunter.
It's better to put the bomb in their mouth before they become evil. That way, when they do turn into supervillains, I already have a bomb in them.
Alright, so, what I'm going to say happens is, obviously, for like 6 seconds, she becomes super fucking corrupt. And I don't know what that entails into. Like, it's essentially embezzlement, but to the highest possible degree, for 6 seconds. So,
Wonderful.
I don't know what... I think that translates to her next...
Probably kicks her.
Well, no, she'd already resigned. She'd already done that. Basically, her plan was, well, I've got all this. I don't need to live in my husband's cave anymore. I'll make my own cave. That's what she's doing with the debt pack. She is making her own cave so she can be a strong and independent woman who don't need no man. But I think with the molten corruption, what she's going to do is she's going to destroy her husband's cave out of pure spite. And then just
immediately regret it.
Yeah, and then just like disappears. Like, so she does that and goes, "Oh, that wasn't good. Oh, I guess I gotta go get started living on my own because I destroyed my own home and my marriage. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye." And she just walks off deeper into the cave.
So how many jetpacks did that cost me?
How many do you have, and how many were you willing to give away?
So, as many as it takes, but at this point, I have... I would rather not disclose the exact number, but more than 40?
Let's say 20, then, in total.
Alright. Okay.
And with that, yeah, you have, you know what? And after the corruption passes, she also leaves behind the sports car minecart. So you have 5 minecarts now.
Curtis hops into the sports car. This one's mine.
We're tagging it onto the back of the train for use in towns that might be useful. And sure, yeah, you can... Yeah, whatever. Even though I paid for it.
Actually,
Mark has just been watching this with his arms folded, just like, what in the hell is
You
going
paid for
on?
the other.
I
one.
paid for
I
everything.
got this.
I paid for everything.
Okay, if you say so.
Jimmy!
Yeah?
We need to build things.
What things are you thinking of?
And I just like hold my arms out at all the minecarts we have. We're building a train.
Alright.
Jimmy, get the welder.
Go, scientists.
I'm not even gonna try to argue. It's gonna get me nowhere.
Okay, so question, Bardic.
Yeah.
Can Dummy create iron?
As the wielder of the iron fruit, I mean, there's lots of different ways you can go about this, because there's, it can literally be like, their skin is as tough as iron, or the other thing, which is a type of devil fruit, and these are known as like the creation subcategory, basically. So this covers things like the wax fruit, the poison fruit, the oh god, what's another one? Rin. Oh, the candy fruit. These creation type fruits, where basically they just and create a bunch of whatever material. Obviously, we've not sat down and we haven't come up with the sheet for this iron fruit. But if you so wanted it to be, it could be one of these creation types. So it's very much just like you just spew out iron.
Does that lock him out of turning into iron?
Probably.
It would lock him out of turning into iron, but it wouldn't lock him out of covering himself in iron, for example.
Uh-huh.
So,
Oh wait.
Using the wax fruit as the example, the wielder of a wax fruit is not made of wax, but can create wax, and uses said wax to create body armor for himself, or giant punching boxing gloves, or essentially a robot made of wax. So whilst he is not wax, he can make anything out of wax, and just it exist.
Okay.
Or, for example, the wielder of I think it's called the lick fruit, and it's like a candy thing. Like the person who can just make candy got his arm blown off, so he made a new arm out of candy, and it functioned perfectly well.
What were you gonna say, Ren? Oh yeah. What were you gonna say, Ren?
Iron, you want to be careful because I'm not sure. It's not like steel where it's unrustable and stuff.
Uh-huh.
So it's like iron can be corroded, but I think I'm not sure how dense it is though.
Well, it's pretty dense. My thought was, what if it's creation which allows him to heal?
Oh, that'd be interesting.
I mean, this is a robot, so yeah, you could have, you take a big, I don't know, someone comes out with a giant battle axe, nearly cuts your arm off, and you just go create iron and essentially bandage your arm back together. Like, yeah, you could do that.
But yeah, so it would allow him to heal and also like create sheets of metal and whatnot.
Yeah.
So so he's going to create sheets of metal, and Jimmy and I are going to create an armored tank, or not an armored tank, an armored train for so that the crew will have a safe way to traverse this entire thing. Because I mean, we're going to be hitting multiple locations on this island. We need a safe. I mean, we're an ocean crew. We don't know how to operate without basically a boat.
Yeah.
So I'm building us a boat on land.
Okay, so I am definitely going to think that this needs some kind of skill check. So this is definitely an engineering check to see if you can engineer a train. Who's rolling? Or do the two of you want to assist each other with that?
Can I argue for invent?
Invent is more like you create something. Engineering is more like you build something mechanical. Like I think we went over this last time. Invention is very much like I do the science.
The blueprint. Invent would be the blueprint. Engineering is the construction.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. Although,
do we get any stat boosts for the fact that we have the 2 scientists and we have Dummy helping us?
Okay, so with 3 people all working together on this, I'm gonna say you can inherently get a +5 onto this.
Alrighty.
While they're doing
Both of you roll.
What do I
Merc is
roll
gonna
normally?
Be, hanging out with Merc.
Engineering.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
Hmm?
So Dummy is like able to act as anything. When necessary, he just like leans over and is like a table saw and like.
It was a table. Okay.
Or no, yeah, like he's whatever he needs to be.
So
yeah.
Jimmy, what you'd roll for this is it's a D20 plus wisdom modifier, and then whatever ranks you have in engineering as well.
If it's not favored, that would be +3.
Alrighty.
If you don't have the skill, it would be +0.
Yes.
Because it depends on if you have the skill being a scientist and/or specialist.
I have the skill.
Okay, so yeah.
So, +3, and then my whiz, which is not all that great, but I'll check.
And then you said a bonus of +5?
It's a +0.
Okay, so
No, but Bard, you said then a +5.
yeah, when you're getting a circumstantial +5 as well.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, make sure to add that on. Hey, nice.
Okay,
Good
so we
job.
got an 18 and we got a 15. Okay, so a 15 means you can make clocks, flashlights, small ships, simple cannons. An 18 would allow you to make perfect repairs and an icebreaker. You need a 19 to make an engine. So
This thing already has an engine, right?
no. These are like pump-powered minecars. Like you might find, like you could make a very rudimentary engine, as in literally,
I mean,
the
you could
equivalent of
probably
like
make a pump trolley,
yeah.
which, I mean, we have muscle meatheads here, i.e. me and Zor,
Well,
And Dummy.
and Dummy.
I mean, okay, this is a really dumb idea.
I can technically boost their stamina as well.
See, here's a really
Alright,
dumb
well-
idea that you could do, and it would technically work.
Mhm.
You could make a really rudimentary engine by basically, the equivalent of like just slapping a flamethrower or a firework or something to the back or side of it, and just going like, that works. That's propulsion.
Or a flamethrower.
No. I'm okay with Dummy being our engine. Like having him just do the pumping.
Okay. Does Dummy have infinite energy?
He's
Dummy
a
have, like-
robot.
Well,
I have to
robots
fuel.
run on
I have to fuel him, but he runs on alcohol.
This is entirely up to DM's discretion, but I have mechanical efficiency, which is all about making an engine require less.
Okay.
If we thought about that before making the engine, would we need a lower roll in order to make it then?
Can you tell me exactly what that feat does?
The scientists may now roll their invent skill to try and improve the efficiency of a ship's engine system.
Oh, that's
if successful, the
improving-
engine will use roughly. Yeah, but if we try to figure out in the plans beforehand, again, this is entirely up to Bardic.
Okay.
I'm just spitballing.
Roll an invent.
All right, so that
Does the streetcar one have an engine in it?
Sports car?
Yeah, the sports car.
Does the sports car one have an engine?
D20
Yeah, but that one's mine.
8
No, they're Maggie's.
plus 3.
No. Because here's the thing: the lady that was the lady's, she left it behind because of Iris, thus making it Iris's.
Yeah, but see, the problem is you're going on street rules of dibs, which means
I
that
don't think
allows
that's gonna work.
that allows
Sadly,
Maggie
that
to go
is-
on street rules of I have more friends.
Nah.
You're a contract, thus it's mine.
Yeah, basically.
So, with that
say it's
13
Maggie's.
there,
I
Jimmy,
disagree.
unfortunately...
That wasn't in the contract.
No, it's fine. We don't even have to take it off. It's connected to the chain.
So,
It sits at the back. We can turn it on, and it can push the entire train.
That makes sense.
I mean-
if it's strong enough to do that.
with a 13, Jimmy, I don't think that is good enough to justify. But let me just look
Yeah,
at
that's
the...
fair.
Let me just look at the actual invent skill. And...
Like Ren was saying, that's to improve. I just thought I could try to
Now,
squeeze around the
What
situation.
you could do, since there is the question of is the Ferrari engine, minecart engine strong enough to push all 5? You could improve that one.
Yeah. I mean,
Should I roll again then, or?
yeah, let's try again. Because that was just the generic one. Let's see a specific one. Because you can't roll
Oh, wait.
much worse.
I was about to say I could boost you.
It's fine. You just take your roll, and then if it doesn't have enough power, Dummy can make up the difference.
Alright. With a 15, the invent skill 15 wise, 15 does. Now, I don't know how you'd make this work, but invent on a 15 allows you to make simple software and electronics. If you can find a way to justify using one of those things to improve the engine,
I know how.
I will allow.
A little bit of techno jargon for people who understand vehicles just a tiny bit. It would allow you to create a slightly automated system for management of fuel intake. So it would allow you to manage oxygen and fuel intake, because any engine, if you put too much fuel in, more fuel than it has oxygen to burn with, then it will actually run less efficiently. Or if you have more oxygen than you have fuel to burn, then it also will run less efficiently. So if you have a small computer to manage that system, then it will run it as efficiently as possible. That's how modern vehicles work.
But is that enough to push 4 things that are larger than it?
That's up to Bardic.
I mean, it'd be enough to pull. Push, probably not so much. You'd have to put it at the front.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's. Actually, no, it's not. It's no. We'll leave it at the back, and the reason I say that is because Jimmy got the roll on his engineering to make an icebreaker.
Mm-hmm.
Can we argue to make that a cowcatcher instead?
100%. Same thing. Same difference.
What the hell's a cow catcher?
You know, on old-fashioned steam trains, the grid at the front?
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally because cows knocked over old trains when they ran into them.
Yeah, so they put
What?
these grids on the front, so basically if they ran into trains, it would get the cow's legs and break the cows and shift them out of the way. Because, yeah, trains weren't super stable.
Yeah, because old steam engines were not not as big as they are nowadays, and if they hit a cow, I mean, both the cow and the train would die.
Yeah, because...
And so with the cow catcher, just the cow dies.
Yeah, because it was just a way to, like, slope and shunt the cow off to the side, so it meant the train didn't, like, stop and the inertia fuck it up and knock it off the tracks, because there was nothing really keeping trains on tracks.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it still kind of is, yeah.
But this is going back to, like, where a particularly strong wind could be dangerous to a train. You know, if it made if it came at a turn a little too fast, a train would just topple over the side, because there was nothing going on safety-wise.
Perfect. And then I will put my roll, my whatever it was, a 15 or whatever I rolled, into just welding iron plates all over the thing.
All right, yeah.
Just armoring it up.
Okay, so it's not the prettiest looking thing, but you have essentially made a train of these minecarts.
Yeah.
It's not the prettiest, it's not the most stable, and it is certainly not the most powerful, but it will work if you find some tracks and can get it going.
I would like to cover it with like a tarp, like that we could take off and reveal, but I would like to stencil on our emblem on the side of it.
Do we even have a tarp?
There was a tarp in one of the carts for reasons.
If we don't have a
Keep it
tarp,
from being dirty whenever they put
send
stones in
Dummy
it.
back to the ship. Like, Dummy would have to have made several trips back to the ship during this construction effort to get like my welding equipment and stuff.
See, I'm also curious, right? Where is all of this taking place? Have you taken all of these up and you're doing this on the plateau of Cliffside, or are you just doing it inside one of the caves?
Where is the connection to the main?
Like where are the rails?
Yeah, where's the main rail connection to get out of this town?
That is a real good question. You would have to find them.
I would have asked somebody.
Okay. So, there's a few. Most of the rails inside the caves, they're like localized, so they'll be like to go all the way down to the bottom of this mountainside. There's like a large section on the top of Cliffside. It's essentially like a very rudimentary like station where it's got tracks going to different locations. So usually a person would have to take their cart there and then they'd go from the top.
Yeah.
Because then you also get the power of gravity for the propulsion.
Yeah, we'd build there on the tops.
Alright. So I just love the image of you just claimed the entire top of it, but it's just, you know, the old man watching going, woo! Ah! You want some juice? I'll get you some juice. It looks like
You are being rescued.
Ah! Good! I've been rescued from a life of loneliness. Please be my friend.
And Dumby just makes like threatening gestures with his fist.
The old man makes him back. He's like, is this our in joke? Is this how we're friends?
Yeah. So like I said, I want to stencil in our emblem.
The muscle seabird
on the side of the train. Yeah. As well as the Marines logo on the side of it, but then cover it up with like a well attached tarp that we can then like rip off and reveal.
Yeah.
At an epic moment.
You can definitely get all of that. And so it's all. How long do you reckon this takes you to do? Like maybe a full day?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. A while.
While this is happening, Iris is going to be hanging out with Merc.
Yeah.
Ask him about if he knows anything about steroids.
Steroids?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I do. I mean, I am the doctor. Steroids are technically medicine.
I'm gonna say Merc knows as much as Merc, or as much as you feel Merc knows.
Okay. What do you want to know about steroids?
Just any potential adverse effects.
Adverse effects. I mean, there's plenty. There's short-term adverse effects. Megalomania. And possibly addiction.
I knew it was coming.
Let's see. I kind of want to test something.
Oh, and fatigue.
Fatigue. That makes sense. Okay. Do you have any like test subjects or something?
Test subjects?
Yeah.
I mean, there's always Maggie's dummy, but she's pretty protective of it at times.
This what I'm thinking of wouldn't work on a robot. They don't have any actual muscles. So I can't really boost the strength of something that isn't there. Do you know how to make steroids?
Not directly. I have things that give steroid-like effects.
Such as?
I'm also learning to make a particular steroid for Zoan-type users.
Oh?
I haven't quite figured it out yet, but basically it allows them to use whatever form they want. But it can be destructive.
Interesting. Fardic.
Yeah.
Could Iris help Merc develop that faster than he's technically supposed to?
How?
So Iris's Devil Fruit boost power functions in a similar fashion.
To the Rumble Ball, yes, correct.
So theoretically, he could explain the process, and I think Merc is probably smart enough to reverse engineer it if he sees it.
I mean, yeah. So basically, are there any prerequisites for Rumble Ball that you do not currently have?
Let me see. Where I had the. Let me find a fucking PDF. I don't think so. Other than just I need to take it. Let me see though. Races, classes, careers, doctor. No, I have herbal medicine. I think. Wait, don't I? Do I? Yes. No. Hold on. I think. Yeah, I think I have that because I think that's something I actually started with. Herbal medicine.
Okay.
Feats.
Well, in that case, I think what we could do, if you two spend like
Yes.
downtime or like the equivalent of an evening or something doing this, and
The hour or the day that we're building a train?
yeah, what I will allow is, and once again, Nick, this is entirely up to you. I will let you you will get access to this feat right now, but it is locked in and you have to choose it when you level up. So it's basically getting your feat before you level up.
What level
It's
are
Christmas.
We're level 5. Level 6 would give us 2 feats anyways, yes?
Oh,
Yes.
bonus. So it's basically getting a feat early. Because you and Iris sit down and figure this shit out.
Yes. Yeah, at level 6 we'd get 2 feats.
We'd get 2 feats and a rank in favor and non-favor skills.
Okay.
In addition to health and DR.
Damage reduction. Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, if you spend the day doing this whilst Maggie and Dummy and Jimmy work on the train, you can add Rumble Ball to your feat list right now. But it is locked in as one of the feats you take at level 6.
I think that's what I was going to take anyways, because think the other one was going to be Advanced Combat Medic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to make sure that doesn't conflict with my plans to get both my prestiges at the proper times.
Yeah.
Because I think
theoretically,
let's
it could
see,
just be a freebie,
Resurgent.
because like Devil Fruit feats give away freebies occasionally.
I
mean-
don't need Rumble Balls to get Surgeon. I need Advanced Combat Medic, Medical License, Potion Master, and Virology.
I mean, it could be a freebie, but I've got something planned, and that'll come up
Oh,
that'll come up the next time we play. And I just there's a lot of stuff.
Could I, instead of developing Rumble Balls, could I just do Advanced Combat Medic, which would make my regular? I can heal in mid combat for 1d8, but if I take Advanced Combat Medic, which I would be able to take at level 6, make it 2d8.
Yeah, I think sat there with Iris
like-
should be able to basically develop like any of these things you could justify that you would learn with Iris, or at least be able to reverse
Like,
engineer.
If we're talking steroids, like that, I mean, that could be applied to almost any of the doctor shit, anyways,
Yeah.
except for probably muscle therapy and bedside manner.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Cool. So you can totally do that. You can gain access this feat early.
Cool. So
Alright.
now Advanced Combat Medic is 2d8 for at a DC of 16. Just whenever we level, please remind me about that.
Yeah. We'll make a note of it somewhere. I know Shogun, you have to like disappear soon, don't you?
I do.
So did you have one last thing you wanted to do?
Yes, I wanted to see how Jimmy was doing and how see if Jimmy was enjoying the fact that they're interacting with like 1.5 people, like Maggie and Dummy, who are entirely not bothered by the smell at all, because Maggie now has the built-in air purifier in her as part of her cyber or her cyborg parts, and Dummy's a robot.
So no one has an issue being around Jimmy during all of this. Everyone's just like, hey.
Yeah. Except maybe probably the townsfolk who are walking by, but like Maggie just flips those people off regardless anyway.
Yeah. So, yeah, obviously you're working. You've basically claimed this entire plateau as your workshop. And yes, occasionally we'll see like someone come up and like, ooh, and Maggie flip. I am gonna have to call out my name for this like man who lives on the mountain because I love him. He's also just gonna hang out there and watch you because he thinks that Dummy is his friend, and he seems incapable of smelling Jimmy as well. Like utterly incapable of it. Like Jimmy could spray him in
Dummy.
the face, and he'd just be like, "What was that? A refreshing mist on my face. Lovely." Ah!
Dummy, show him how to weld. Open your eyes wide.
Oh God.
Making a poor man blind.
All right.
But yeah, I think at least in Maggie's minds, they're spending time together.
Do you have any conversations, or does anything come up whilst you are working on this? Like, do either of you open up about your traumatic pasts to one another? You go, having a welding torch. Yeah, welding torch. That reminds me of a time in my past when a jock bullied me, I guess.
No, well, at least not for Maggie. Maggie, with just like being in the same area, basically, is just like, yeah, we're hanging out and we're doing a thing together. That's basically it. Unless she has anything particular to talk about, which I can't think of, but like in her mind, this is a night out.
I The match for me is going to be realizing how Maggie and the minion can't smell me. I'm like, man, this is nice. If I ever get a minion, they can't have a nose. Can't have a nose. And then I continue walking.
I dig that.
Where as Dummy like sees that the old guy has like touched some piece of machinery and like grabs his hand, starts bending it backwards.
Oh,
You are being rescued.
Oh, friend, we have the greatest in jokes. Oh, you want me to rescue? Dear. I think you broke my wrist.
All right.
Okay, so Shogun, you've got to disappear now, haven't you?
I do. Love you all. I gotta
Alright.
get going.
Love you too.
So-
Bye, Shogun. Thanks for
I'm
being here.
I'm gonna break the
Unlike
cameras now.
someone.
That is fine. That gives me a chance to.
Will
just
Dakota
adjust.
join to fix it?
If Dakota joins, it will fix it
Dakota!
theoretically. Someone,
Dakota, join now.
if that happened, that'd be perfect. But it's not gonna, is it?
No.
no.
All right.
Actually, this might break because my computer's been slightly on the fritz, but I'll just.
Dakota's not gonna join, is he? No.
Okay. So-
Actually, pulls down an electrocution switch. I've been preparing such a thing.
Okay, so by the looks of it, I think Shogun has just slapped himself on mute. Well, deafen even. So I think Shogun is just going to leave their computer running as we keep going.
Awesome.
So no camera.
Do we wanna take the break here since it's close to about halftime?
I was just about to ask the same thing. Does that sound like a good plan?
Sounds good for me.
Same.
All right. Boom. So we'll take a quick 5-minute break. We're back real soon, and we'll see what we do with this train. All right. I'm
Many
froze
thanks.
over. So see you real soon, everybody. During the break, Dakota arrived, so we got that.
Hello.
But obviously we also lost Shogun, who had to go off, but Shogun has left their computer on, so it doesn't fuck with the cameras.
Equivalent exchange.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, where we ended off before taking a break, Maggie and Jimmy they have been building a train, and they're going to do a big reveal on that. Merc and Iris were developing some steroids, allowing Merc to just be a better doctor. And Zor, what have you been doing this? Because this has taken a whole day's worth of work. What do you want to say you were doing during this entire day?
I'd say I was helping with the train because they probably need some heavy lifting to move the carts.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that is absolutely fine by me. All right, so with that, day ends. You all go get some sleep. Do you go down to the ship and sleep in the ship? Do you sleep in the the inn, which is not a very good inn, but
I wouldn't trust this in.
I was sleeping in the cart.
you're sleeping in one of the carts under the tarp.
Yep.
All right, cool. You get fairly well rested. It's fine. It's not the most comfortable night's sleep, but you'll be fine. It won't hurt or affect you in any way, shape, or form. And with that, next day, what is the plan?
How are me and Merc gonna fit in these carts? How big are they?
Big enough.
They're big enough.
Okay, just making sure, because I just thought about that. Like, are me and Merc gonna sit here and be using them as fucking roller skates?
You're not that big. You're a large creature. You're not like a gargantuan.
We're not giants. We're
I'm also
big. We're
thinking-
not giants.
I'm thinking of standard mine carts, and those
No,
are
no.
still kind of small.
No. These are much bigger. Like, apparently a standard-sized mine cart is like the size of a fucking minivan.
Oh.
This is
fine.
their main method of transportation across the entire island.
Oh, then we'll be fine. Okay.
All right. So obviously Maggie isn't here to do the big epic whoosh, pull the top off. So we're going to leave that in Jimmy's hands. Jimmy.
Alright. Fellow crewmates, I present to you the most broken looking train that I have ever seen. And I rip it off.
So, going off of Shogun's description, like this very much looks like 5 mine carts, like welded with like small attachments welded together with a a very rudimentary cow catcher grate at the front, some iron shielding on the outside. It looks kind of busted, but also kind of terrifying.
Can I add one little thing?
Yeah.
On one of my card, you see on the side, you can see where I had the sword. I just kind of branded it with my sword.
I mean, yeah, because
I
Maggie
just
also
used it
did.
to sword a chunk.
Yeah, Maggie has also spray painted the Marine logo on it and the Special Ops 69 muscle seagull on as well. Jimmy, did you add anything onto the side? Did you spray paint anything? Did you engrave anything onto the side?
I have not. All I did was mess with the computer and then leave it alone.
All right. So with that, the old man, he claps like uproariously, but it's like just one guy like cheering and hollering excessively to what I assume is like whilst everyone else is being stone silent. He's going, yeah, woo! Look at that! Wow, that's so good.
I'm just standing nodding, appreciating that I did a good job at helping.
You did the thing.
Right.
I did thing.
Yeah.
So this will get us around the island?
Yeah, I suppose. Someone needs to pull it over to the
I was asking
tracks.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
It depends on, if they don't break under our feet, but theoretically, yes.
Alright, where's the rope to tow this thing to the track? Hold up.
Okay, so you just like get a piece of rope and you drag it, and the old man, he'll guide you to the far side of Cliffside, and you see there is one single mine track, and you see coming up the side of the mountain, it is, the only way I can really describe it is kind of like a roller coaster, but like not a very good roller coaster. Imagine like one of those rickety ass wooden roller coasters. So like you see like,
I hope nobody had a big breakfast.
and you see one single track that kind of curves off the side of this mountain, and just this seems to go down for quite a while, and it's not like a steep 90-degree drop, but it's pretty steep drop. It's designed to build up a lot of speed, as this is the main source of propulsion for most of these mine carts.
Mm-hmm.
Let's point down, Merc. I think one of us should be front, one should be back for the sake of balance. Because if we're both in the back, we may cause the train to start
I'm going in the
flying
back.
up the track. I guess I'll be front. Hey, that actually works out. Sword lays in front of me, just holds it. I am a living spear.
Alright. Where do the rest of you sit down? Obviously, the way Maggie set this up is you've got 4 cars. You've got one which was designed to be like the traveling cart, 2 for like equipment and storage, and 1 for the engine. So, and then you ended up with a 5th spare cart, which is the one at the back, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess I'm in the back.
Jimmy, where are you positioning yourself?
I am positioning myself behind Zor.
Okay. And then we'll say that Maggie and Dummy sit in the other remaining cart. Are you getting going? How do you...
How do we turn this thing on?
I was just going to ask you, how do you start? How do you push yourself down the rails?
I could like start it like a bobsled.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Please do
just
that.
push it, reach the edge, and then hop in.
Wait, question.
I'm gonna get my food out of the oven. I'm sorry.
Leading down this downhill you're talking about, are we coming out of like a cave sort of thing, or?
Nope.
We're on the top. We're on the plateau.
Just on an open plateau cliffside, there is this one mine track that seems to just push off the side and go down. And as far down as you can see, it is one track.
All right, if you'll push, I'll pull.
Wait.
I throw my
Make sure there's nobody coming.
Well, no, but I'm just saying, I throw my chain out and I hook it onto the ground in front of us as a ways to pull.
Wait, what?
Yes. Go ahead, I suppose.
So we'll wait till Jimmy's back. I'm pretty sure he wants to enjoy the initial takeoff.
Okay, so while we're waiting for James to go quickly grab his food out, how does everyone feel about this?
Well, I don't know. I suppose Iris is gonna flip up his eye patch and just kind of stare at the tracks, try to do his best to see if they're sturdy.
They're clearly designed to hold the weight of, a single minecart at a time, and one minecart could maybe hold like a family of people, and it'd be comfortable. You're definitely gonna push these things to that limit.
Iris is gonna go ahead and grab on to them and just crap, you can't do it because they don't
Boost durability.
I kind of, but
Sometimes like this, I wish we had data. Massive air burst behind us would send us rocketing.
I mean,
Don't
Data
think he
can
is
fly
that.
us around, but yeah, he can just
Yeah,
put
he
a-
does, because he just slam an anvil behind us and it'll send us rocketing forward.
I'm back.
All right. So I was just asking, how does everyone feel about this this rickety ass roller coaster you're about to get started down?
I made
I
this
would be
train, and
terrified.
let me tell you, I'm about to shit myself.
I would be absolutely terrified, but Merc doesn't. Give
Oh
a shit.
great! I'm stuck behind a living stink bomb.
Yeah,
I'm stuck
yeah,
in
you
front of
are.
a living stink
No,
bomb.
you're not. You're at the front of the fucking boat.
I
Oh,
said I
cool.
sat behind him.
We're behind the living state.
Oh wait,
yeah.
no, but wait, I'll be fine. Everyone else behind me is screwed.
All right. Merc, you're taking it upon yourself to be the initial push.
Yeah, like a bobsled.
All right. Roll me something. What do you want to roll to get this going?
I would think it'd
Uh,
be strength.
I mean, it's possibly just a solid strength roll or
Yeah.
something. Just strength or
So-
unarmed strike.
I mean,
Because strength doesn't have a roll.
Yeah, it does. It's just a straight roll.
yeah, you can just
But
do
there's
D20
no
plus
button
strength
for it. I don't want to type in things. I just want to press a button.
I mean,
Oh my God.
Too bad.
if you want
Oh,
to,
here.
if
Here,
you want to
primary
justify that you
attack, no.
punch it.
I'm also doing a strength roll since I'm the one pulling from the front to get us moving a little bit as well.
Unarmed strike. I roll a
That
16.
would be
Wow.
an amazing One Piece way style to go, though. Just how do you start this thing?
Well,
Press
these two do
Alt,
that.
then Control, then P, then fuck it, punches it. No, don't do that.
All right.
Well,
Well, I'm not
Block
even
it.
working with shit apparently with my
While they're
strength.
doing that, I'm just gonna turn on the engine of the back cart.
Since you have an engine, I just love the mental image of Merc pulling back 3 fists and doing. I don't know if he's gonna punch, but he's gonna do like an open hand slap to get it just to push off that initial little thing. The wheels start rolling. The front cart kind of hovers over the edge. The front cart, clearly, it doesn't connect with the tracks. It just, like, suspends over the edge and dangles a little bit before clunking down, the wheels, like, locking onto the track. As it begins to make the descent, Merc will then, like, run, jump, grab, pull on, and then Iris goes, alright, just turn the engine on. Click.
So now the
All
back
this
car has like
badassery, and it
just,
doesn't matter.
I like to imagine the back just has now like a perfect like circle dent where all the fists connected.
And with that, Jimmy,
Yeah.
did you get into the cart that was specifically designed for people?
There was no such card as that.
Yeah, there was.
There was. Well, the one which was
The
essentially
minivan.
the minivan.
Oh, then yes.
Alright. Do you strap yourself in?
Yeah.
Alright. Everyone
What kind of
else.
bullshit is that?
Everyone else. Sadly, Shogun isn't here to decide. But do we think the other carts have strappings for things?
Roll it. Roll a d20.
I have a 6 arms. I can just hold on.
Yeah.
Mine don't need straps. Mine's got chains. Right, I just freaking take the chain, hook my, and like lean back in the cart, just
That
slam it to the
somehow
side.
seems less safe than a
No,
seatbelt if we were to crash this
Definitely
thing.
100% less safe.
I'm fine.
It's above a 10, so I'm saying yes. He would have designed straps.
Alright, yeah. Alright, so everyone, you've got straps. You all get locked in. And it kind of... So there's this little pause as it hovers, it locks in, and it's very slow as the weight is going... and the moment that the last set of wheels locks into the track at the back, if anybody has any bit of clothing or anything on them that they are not actively holding onto, like a hat or anything like that, it just flies off as this thing plummets just down these tracks as immensely fast
Like
as
a fucking
possible.
roller
I
coaster.
just roll my arms in the air.
Yeah, this is a roller coaster, but a very, very unsafe roller coaster. You are all strapped in, so no one needs to roll to not like be pulled up out of it. All right. I do want people to roll stuff to see how this goes, but I don't know what people should roll and what it should do. I feel like dice roll should happen here. What do people feel that they should be rolling? Like, and this is to do whatever you want, or to not have whatever you want to happen. So I'll just go down the train and see what each person does. So Zor, what do you want to roll, and what do you want this roll to do?
Well, considering I'm in the front, I'm gonna do another strength one, basically to make sure we stay steered in the right directions.
I mean, there's one direction, and it's down. So,
Oh, I'm talking about once after the downhill, but okay.
I mean, we'll do another one when we get down to there. This is just on the descent.
I don't know.
I mean, doesn't seem to be anything happening, so there's nothing really to react to. Just going down.
I mean, this is more for flavor than anything. Like, this won't have any like huge consequences or anything. It's just like, do you want to react or do a thing? If that thing is, I want to throw my arms up in the air and go fucking woo.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna see how hard I throw my arms up, make sure I don't accidentally break the straps. But you
Okay,
don't!
9, you're fine. You arms up. You're going woo. Next
I'm
card.
gonna roll my will save to try to resist fear farting.
Okay.
Fearful.
Okay, but why though?
24.
I succeeded. Everyone behind me, you're safe. You do not have to worry.
Okay.
Oh, I'm imagining as if I'm behind me, I would just hear a quiet little.
but
Oh shit.
Okay. Maggiee is not currently here, so we'll skip over that. Merc, you have rolled a heal check. because you are making tea, which I just love the image of. You know what? This is very akin.
We're going down, so he's making it like upside down, so as the liquid goes up.
Like, I assume.
Great.
This
This is just like Splash Mountain.
I was just gonna say, I assume people have seen those Splash Mountain like memes of like people doing the wildest shit they can for a photo of Splash Mountain, like the people who took a GameCube and were playing Smash Bros. Going down it.
I think the best one I saw was the ones that there was a group in the front playing chess, and the two people behind them were just like cheering on like it was an intense game, and the other two people in the very back were just like, "What's going on?"
Yeah. So Merc is just there making tea, and Iris, what would you like to do?
Iris is making sure that the tracks don't break on our way down, because he was not sure about those.
What do you want to roll for that? Are you like having a look, see if they're doing all right? Are you gonna like boost something in them?
So here's the thing. He technically can't really boost things in inanimate objects because they don't have an infinite supply of anything. Like, they don't generate anything, so he can't boost them. He could technically purge them so that they're super sturdy as they go across, but then they'll break.
I mean, yeah.
Immediately afterwards.
Is that not the option?
The two people, does Iris care? Well, tell you what, if the tracks look like they're gonna break, he'll purge them to make them sturdy just long enough for them to go across.
Alright. I think you're fine, but I just do like the image of Iris being like gripping on really tightly, like, and being really like, alright, I'm ready to to stop us from fucking everything up if I need to. I am ready. Like, so not remotely enjoying the roller coaster, instead perpetually on edge, ready to act. Okay. So,
it's literally just them. That's Iris. Those four people, those four guys in that last photo.
okay. So, you're going. You go 10 feet, 50 feet, 100 feet, 200 feet, 400 feet, 700 feet. And you are building an immense amount of speed. Like,
wait, how did they get back up?
Good question. You keep going and going and going.
This is our home now.
It feels like this takes an eternity, but also is over before you can even realize it. And you are soon starting to see the ground rapidly approaching you. And you see the tracks, they slowly begin to flatten out. And off in the middling distance, so maybe you have approximately 6 seconds to react. You see 3 tracks all splintering off.
We need to go left.
Trying to push for left?
So lean left.
Left!
I have no other objections.
So, as this happened, you know what? As you're going through, there's like a little there's like a what's the word I'm looking for? Construct.
A lever?
Yeah, not a lever. It's like a wooden construct over top, and it seems to have like large-looking bells hanging from it. One on the left, one in the middle, one on the right. And it kind of looks like if you ring one of them as you go down, that'll set the tracks to push you in a particular direction.
I'm gonna shoot it.
Yep. Make a shot.
So he's got the best aim.
Not me.
Do
Who's
this
that would be
count-
Maggie, probably our only one who has range shot favored.
actually, Iris is a marksman, in case you forgot.
What?
Yeah.
I thought you made another brawler.
No. When has Iris
Okay.
ever thrown a punch?
When has Iris done any form of attack?
This is true.
You also punched him out.
Yo, fucking grit.
Punch the mountain as
How
well
good
as.
is Iris's aim.
Okay, so
Can you tell us where to go? Kind of. Can you be helpful? Kind of. Can you shut up? Kind of. Be less stupid.
Oh,
All right, Iris.
That is Iris.
Please describe this shot. How do you make it?
So basically, I have Prejudice, the other snake, act as a wind guard for Pride, the primary crossbow snake, and I just hold my arm out and let them take care of it.
Mm-hmm. And so you hold it out, and
Snakes.
it makes the perfect shot, and the bolt pierces through the wind, which is pretty impressive considering you are like flying through. And because of how fast you are going, I'm gonna say that you know what, it creates a super fucking surreal moment where the bolt is traveling at the same speed as the train. So the bolt perpetually is only a few feet in front of where you shot it from, Iris.
Mm-hmm.
And so it looks really cool. And that bolt will slam into that bell. It'll pierce through the bell. The bell will swing around. The construct will split in two and break as the tracks in front click to the left, pushing you towards the left-hand track.
You don't think they're gonna be mad at us for breaking that, do you?
Wham back.
This would also be the moment.
He's making tea.
This would also be a moment where you see a second set of tracks that seem to be coming in the opposite direction. If anyone turns around and looks behind you, there is a set of tracks at the bottom of the mountain, but they seem to be the way in. Like, so you do that.
Uh-oh.
You go left, and you've built so much speed up that you just, and you just go. The speed eventually begins to ease off as you keep traveling, and this maybe lasts for, you know, an hour, because you've easily built up to like a good solid 30 miles an hour to just move at a perpetual speed, which is, it's not super fast, but for some minecarts, pretty friggin' good. And in approximately an hour's time, you do start to, the tracks are starting to run up along the banks of a river. As in, they are running perpendicular to the river banks.
Here? Here?
You are here. So if I was to just try and draw on, I just need to remember how to... Yeah, so it works like that. So you came down from here, and then you started going left, and it's basically doing this.
Gotcha.
So you are running along the river's bank. In fact, you know, if you really wanted to, you could reach your hand in and, like, splash the river water. However...
Just like Splash Mountain.
However, because of how much speed you have built up and how, like, unsafe this is, if all of you tried to do that, you would probably topple the train into the river. In fact, if either Zor or Merc tried to do it, you do feel the entire train start to lean off to one side.
I'm just gonna stay in place then.
Alright, we should probably be there in like 5 minutes. So...
In this little gap, does anyone have anything they would like to do?
I would like to hand out cups of tea.
Yeah. Everybody take tea.
Give people ginger tea. I would like to make tea that does not make them tired, but instead just relieves motion sickness.
Yeah, you can totally do that. Just
Would have been a good idea to drink that before we started this.
I fucking down it. One gulp.
Cool.
That's what I did.
Alright, Iris, you doing anything?
No, Iris is just hanging out.
Alright. Jimmy?
No.
And
Jimmy's not okay right now.
And Zor.
I'm still in the front just going...
Okay. Anybody who is choosing to actively be, like, focusing and looking and paying attention to where the tracks are taking you, could you please roll me a spot check?
Okay.
It's not me because I'm in the back of the train. I couldn't
I'm
be able to
keeping
see
an
anything
eye
anyways.
out, so
Sure you could.
I don't even know if I have spot favored.
Through
Or
4
even
minecarts and a Azure?
Anything is possible.
Can poke his
I
head
do
out
have
the
spot.
side.
It's unfavored though.
That's fine.
Well, what's the point? I'm not gonna beat that.
Fucking
don't-
36.
You don't need to beat it. It just means Iris sees something a little differently.
Roll, James.
Whoa! I see rocks.
Alright. Jimmy, what you see with your 12 is you see the tracks, and you're looking ahead, and you see the river, and you see the tracks they're about to cross into the river, and you go, oh, okay, yeah, the tracks, it must just continue. Maybe they stop, maybe it reaches the natural endpoint, maybe they keep curving round. Iris, what you see is you see that there are tracks on the other side of the river,
Uh-huh.
and a small ramp.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Now, this one single minecart with that amount of speed built up could probably quite easily hop this and not have to worry about taking any excessive damage. 5 minecarts strapped together with a bunch of iron probably ain't gonna be as pretty.
Call out. We're about to hit a ramp. I don't have time to explain what I'm about to do. You might be upset with me in the moment.
Boost the
but I
speed, brace
assure
for
you,
impact.
I can't boost the speed. I have to purge it.
Are we about to fly?
Why are you purging? Wait, are we braking? We need to make it across.
The engine's fuel source isn't infinite. I can only boost something that is metaphorically infinite. Since the engine has a limit, it can only be purged, meaning that I can make it boost the speed as much as all of the fuel would all at once.
What is our fuel for it, anyways?
It's just an engine.
Isn't it?
It is an engine
what's
subsidized by Dummy.
Okay, I just want to make sure that we can keep the engine going after you purge it.
It should just use up all of the fuel. If it had no fuel, it would break it.
Yeah. It'll just use up all the fuel, and since a big chunk of fuel here is Dummy, you're basically just going to go and make Dummy a little
So
bit.
we're basically about to push this engine to its limit.
Yeah.
We're gonna hit the rocket NOS boost.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
All right.
This is also probably going to take up a significant portion of my energy. So we're going to need to find some fire in the new town.
I'll give you a blanket.
That's not how that works.
Wait, you just need fire? I can just ignite my sword.
That could work. But we'll worry about that later. Boost!
All right.
Brace.
The moment that happens, purge,
not boost.
Yeah. Against all sense of physics and logic, the train just goes boom and just fires off. The nitrous oxide boost. It happens. Probably get a little bit of a inertia jerk, so your head's all
Whiplash
probably
effect.
yeah, a little bit of whiplash, but you'll be fine. And it keeps boosting, and then the boost stops, and the speed is there, and you're going, and you feel yourself reaching the ramp, and the train is starting to slow down, and the first car comes over the edge of the ramp. And at that point,
This isn't good.
the fuel runs out, and the train eases to a stop, with the first 2 cars suspended off of the ramp, dangling down over the river.
Wait, wouldn't we have like inertia and keep going?
I mean, I assume the plan was to stop before hitting the ramp, right? Or were you trying to boost to go over the ramp?
I thought the plan was to boost so as we go faster, so as we can make it over the ramp without falling in the river.
If that was a plan, I can retcon and we can say that happened. Because I wasn't sure if you're trying to stop before hitting a ramp or trying to push over.
No. I'm trying to push over it.
Alright, then ignore what I just said. Retcon that. Yeah. First car.
Future
boom.
Barney, cut to here.
Second car.
I don't know. I don't know how much it would help. But as we're all starting to lift off and go over, I'm gonna like kind of lean over in my car with my wings up and kind of try to help us glide over.
I don't think your wings can carry a train.
Zor is helping!
if I can, it may not the whole train, but if I keep the first car stable, we might land a little better.
So, speaking of stable, Zor, this is entirely on you. You need to maintain a level of balance so that you land on the tracks. Because if the first cart doesn't land safely on the tracks, this entire thing is derailing, rolling, and probably breaking. So Zor, this is a lot of pressure on you. 16. That is not bad. In fact, that is good enough that you get the first car, because you've boosted. So the first car was like supposed to land just on the edge and keep going, but because of a boost, first car actually lands like a good half a car in. So the 16, it lands. It rocks over onto two wheels. Someone needs to do something, or this is going to topple.
Oh,
you managed to get it there, but it is slightly weighted off to one side. How are you going to stop this? Because this is going, and you are veering off to one side. If you do not do anything to correct this, the train's going to capsize off these rails.
Anybody got any ideas?
Hey, I'll be back.
I don't know. What can I do from back here?
Can destruction help at all?
What kind of destruction?
Acid destruction?
You could melt the bars and melt the rails in front of us, so it like turns to goop. Start to make breaks.
The stability. I guess it could potentially break us a little bit.
Make it sticky.
Yeah, like so
breaks.
if you were to hurl some acid and melt some of the rails, that would kind of decrease some of the speed and cause a little wobble, meaning you could more easily shunt it back on. The tracks would be severely damaged, but who cares? You're safe.
No, and where would I be aiming this? Straight down?
I assume you ever want to shoot somewhere in front, so the first set of wheels does it, or you can just shoot underneath, so then every set of wheels from behind, so it's just the first car that's like toppling, and the others correct it, so the first car will be corrected by the weight of everything behind it. So either or.
Perfect. I take out the spray gun that has my concentrated acid in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll do exactly that. I'll shoot a couple tracks ahead of us.
Yeah. So you do that. You go, phew. The track melts a little bit. As the first set of wheels cross that, the entire train does a little shake and a shudder. And doing all that, everyone in the back will kind of be shifted around a lot. But that forces enough weight onto the front to lock it back in. It gets a little bumpy at the back. And clearly, this track is not usable anymore. But you are safe. You are safe, you land, and the train slowly begins to ease on round. The tracks kind of form like a slow curve, and you see quite a large-looking town. It's quite bright. There's large white walls, and they seem to have like... They're white, but with like big blackened marks on them. And you see yourself like curling round and pulling up into a nice organized, like in a stark contrast to the station you descended from, to a very nice stone station, kind of similar to a port for a ship, But it's a train station, so this pulls in, and you see some people. You kind of run over, pull some levers, and it puts your train into one of these. Except your train's obviously too big, because these are meant for single carts. So your train, it pulls into the platform, but there's still then 3 carts trailing out. So no other carts can currently come in here because you're taking up all the space. As you have arrived at Phosphor Town.
Yay!
Ooh.
I think that would be a good place to stop here.
Yeah?
It's almost 3, and we're missing Maggie. We did the thing. We got to a new town.
Does anyone have anything to say or etc. Or just do for arriving at this new place before we wrap up?
I wave at the people at the levers. Hello. You want some tea?
I slouch and sigh in relief.
Look, please tell me you've just got like a cup of tea and you go, you want some?
Yeah,
As
pretty much.
As you see these 2 guys wearing like, they've got like overalls and like grease stains on like these shirts, and they're quite muscular looking dudes. As they just kind of look at your train, and then they look and they can see like smoke coming off the tracks. They can see where the tracks have been damaged, and there's still acid on one of your wheels. And they're just like, well, what the hell did you do?
Many things.
And alright, with that, we will call it.
Can you say it more like a marine captain and less like a serial killer? I have done many things, some of which
I
you
barely
may not
did
accept.
anything this episode. This was all you and Maggie.
Oh, dear. Okay.
Alex is gonna go up and he's gonna like try to offer to shake their hand really quick.
They're like stunned, so they will not stop you from trying to shake their hand.
Excellent. The name's Iris. Her visitors here. Also, he's gonna, while they're still a little stunned, boost forgiveness.
Okay. So, with that, you shake their hand, and the one whose hand you shake goes, well, you can't expect out of town, out of landers. What do you call one of them folks who ain't from around here?
Foreigners?
Outsiders?
Yeah. Can't expect one of them to know how everything works, so, you know what? If anything, I blame whoever it was who set you off on this path without giving you no instructions or telling you any of the stuff that's happening or where you're going.
The old man at Cliffside.
Y'all came from Cliffside? Yikes.
Well, yeah, that's the only port.
They kind of pause and stop and think, like, yeah. Like, I'll even have one of those. Well, that's about it for my interaction.
See you next episode.
Literally, right as the guy says, that's about it for my interaction. From just out of eyesight, so you can't really see what caused it, there is a very large explosion of a very white hot looking flame that just like
Phosphor
flares up out of nowhere. And the guy looks at his wrist and goes, well, quitting time, I guess.
What?
He doesn't ever watch. He just looks at his wrist.
Yeah, he just looks at his wrist, looks at where the explosion was, like, huh, must be break time.
Is that a signal, or does that just mean the place where you walk exploded, so you don't have to go?
Yes.
I'm gonna go with this is one of those towns to where, like, some towns instead of a clock tower that dings on the hour, instead this one has a cannon. Or in this case, a phosphorus explosion.
It worked until the cave you're in blows up. And hope that you're on break when it happens.
All right. So with that, I feel that's a pretty satisfying ending. We got some flavor for the next place. We did a fun train journey. I'm happy with that session. I've been the Bardic Knock. You can find me on the internet, Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, and YouTube, all as the Bardic Knock. Players, who are you?
Hi, I'm Nick, also known as Strider Winters, practically everywhere on the internet, except for Twitter. Over there it's weird, so I'm Matthias Rotor. Most oftentimes you can find me here on the Bardic Knox channel, as I am one of his mods, and I'm also his mod on Discord, so if you're not part of the community, please join us. We got some cool stuff, and we have, if you have, what's the word? Nitro, Discord Nitro, you can use some of the lovely emojis that I have created for the server.
They're really cool.
That's me.
Dakota.
Dakota?
Awesome! Next!
Wasn't here for his intro, guess he's not here for his outro either.
Alright, Jimmy. Well, next up would have been Shogun. Shogun is not currently here, but you can check Shogun out on twitch.tv/cryogun. They do a bunch of stuff. They recently got affiliated. Go and check them out. It's good stuff. James.
Next!
Rin.
Hello. I mean, goodbye. There we go.
Farewell.
Auf Wiedersehen, adieu.
So long, farewell, Auf Wiedersehen.
Velociraptor noises, apparently. Alright.
Have fun editing this, Bardic.
Thankfully, I don't actually have to listen to most of the stuff I edit. I literally just find the places to cut and then just assume everything's fine in between it. So, alright. Until next time, stay safe and happy adventures. Bye-bye.
Boy!
Later.